Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Vallabha Yashodanandana Bhaja Jana Ranjana Nana Bhaja Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Gauranika Jaya Gauranika Jaya Gauranika Jaya Nikaya Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Lord Premanandi Jam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Pariyajikaya Stotra Shada Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charanavinde Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Pariyajikaya Stotra Shada Srimad Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Antakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Gaur Premanandi All God's assembled devotees All glory, Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glory, Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirahe Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Samam Bonam, Chapter 89, Krishna and Arjuna retrieves a Brahmana's sons. Text 12. Sri Sukho Vacha Evam Brunme Vaikunte Bhrugustan Magadare Giraha Nivratas tapas tustim bhaktaya uktano ashunu lochanaha. Sri Sukho vacha evam bruname vaikunte bhrugustan madagara giraha nirvastas tapasas tusmin bhaktaya utkanto ashrulochanaha. Sri Sukho vacha evam brunme vaikunte bhrugustan mangadara giraha nivritas tapasas bhaktaya utkanto ashrulochanaha. Sri Sukho vacha evan brahmane vaikunte bhrugustan midraya gira nirvitas taprisas doshinim bhakti utkanto ashrulochanaha. Sri Sukho vacha evam bruname vaikunte brunastanmadaya gira nivritas taprisas dosmin bhakti utkanto ashrulochana. Sri Sukho vacha evam bruname vaikunte bhrugustan madagaragira nirvitas tapasas tosmin bhakti utkanto lochana. Thank you very much. Word to word meaning. Sri Sukho vacha. Sukadeva Goswami said, evam, in this way, Brune, having spoken, Vaikunte, Lord Vishnu, Bhrugu, Tad, his, Mandaraya, Solomon, Giri, by the words, Nirvritaha, delighted, Tapriha, gratified, Tusmin was silent. Bhakti with devotion. Utkanta overwhelmed. Ashru tears. Lochana in whose eyes. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, Srila Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation Sukadeva Goswami said, Bhrigu felt satisfied and delighted to hear the solemn words spoken by the Lord Vaikuntha. Overwhelmed with the devotional ecstasy, he remained silent, his eyes brimming with tears. Purport Bhrigu could not offer the word of Bhrigu could not offer the Lord any words of praise because his throat was choking with the tears of ecstasy. In the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, the sage could not condemn for his offensive behavior, since his role in his transcendental pastime was arranged by the personality of Godhead. Text 13. O King Bhrigu then returned to his sacrificial arena of wise Vedic authorized authorities and described his entire experience to them. Text 14 to 17. Translation Amazed upon hearing Bhrigu's account, the sage were freed from all doubts and became convinced that Vishnu is the greatest Lord. From him come peace, fearlessness, and the essential principles of religion, detachment with knowledge, the eightfold powers of mystic yoga, and his glorification, which cleanses the mind of all purities. He is known as the supreme destination for those who are peaceful and equipoised, and the selflessness wise saint who have given up all the violence. His most dear form is that of a pure goodness, and the Brahmanas are worshipable deities, persons of keen intellect who have attained the spiritual peace, worship him without selfish motives. Purport by becoming a devotee to the by becoming the devotee to the personality of Godhead, one easily attains divine knowledge and detachment from sense gratification without separate endeavor, as described in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhakti parishano bhavo virakti anyatra chestate ekakalaha paramanandamasya yatasya kshushu tushtin pushtin kshudo apyo anughasyatam. Devotion, direct experience of the Supreme Lord, and detachment from the other things. These three occur simultaneously for one who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the same way, the pleasure nourished and the relief from the hunger come simultaneously and increasingly with each bite of for the for a person and engaged in eating. Similarly, in the first canto, 1.2.7, Sri Sudha Goswami says, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janetu Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Bhavakaham Ahetukam. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires a causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Lord Sri Kapila, in his instruction to his mother Devoti, proposed that eightfold powers of yoga are also concoctional fruits of devotional service. Atho vibhuktam mamani svattam avarsam asangattam anuparvatam shreyam bhagavatim vishparanti bhadram prayasmyate ashranti hilloke. Because he is completely absorbed in thoughts of me, my devotee does not desire even a highest benediction obtainable in the upper planetary system, including Satyaloka. He does not desire the eight material perfections obtained from mystic yoga, nor does he desire to be elevated to the kingdom of God. Yet, even without desiring them, my devotees enjoy even in this life all the offered benedictions. Bhagavatam 3.25.37. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that in the text 16, three kinds of transcendentalists are named: the Munis and the Santas and Sadhus. There are, in order of increasing importance, persons striving for liberation, those who have attained liberation, and those who are engaged in the pure devotional service to the Lord Vishnu. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामायां ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So here we see that Bhrigu Muni's mission or task was completed. He was sent by all the sages to find out who is in the mode of goodness, who is in the mode of goodness, or who is the topmost among the three deities, either Lord Vishnu, Brahma, or Shiva. So we see that in the previous verses, Lord Brahma failed to control his anger in his mind, and Lord Shiva also failed to control his anger from his action, like he was ready to kill Bhrugumuni with his trident. And when he comes to Vaikunta, Bhrugumuni, he did not offended Vishnu by his words or action. He just offended with his, by his, action. Sorry, what happened? He just came right into the inner chamber of Lord Vishnu, where Lord Vishnu was lying down in Vaikunta, and he just kicked in the chest. When he kicked in the chest, immediately Lord Vishnu, Vaikuntanath, he woke up and he started massaging his feet of Bhrugumuni. And seeing that action performed by Lord Vishnu, Bhrigu heart melted and he was crying. And his words, he couldn't speak any words because his throat was choking up and his tears flowing from his eyes due to ecstasy. Because if you offend somebody even by unknowingly, they will take it so much seriously. Correct nowadays. And if you just say something, then that's it. And here Bhrugumuni did not offended in his mind or in words. He offended by his action. Just like if you are sitting, now you are sitting in the Bhagavatam class. If somebody comes and walks away, by mistake, his foot touched you, immediately you feel disturbed. If in that he didn't understand what he did, he just took the darshan and he went away. You feel something disturbed in your mind, right? Because see, for example, there's so many people are sitting. Suddenly somebody is walking very fastly, dug, 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 dug. But in the process of he just kicked you without seeing, without knowingly. Immediately you get offended. Immediately you feel, who is this person? He does not behave proper etiquettes. Here, it's not that Bhrugamuni does not know the proper etiquette. He is testing whether you are pure in goodness or not. So, this is the one thing we should understand. We will all learn to know. So, these pastimes will tell us and also demonstrate by Lord Vishnu how one has to be tolerant. Whenever you get offended by somebody's by words, action, or by his behavior, meditate upon this pastime. It is not just to hear, okay, very nice pastime, Bhrigu Muni got his lesson. No, it is for us to demonstrate. Lord Vishnu has demonstrated. Because in the future, in next verse, he is just like a puppet. Bhrigu Muni is just like a puppet and acting in the hands of Lord Vishnu, Krishna. Because he got an authority to check who is situated in the pure mode of goodness. Because if you want to check somebody's qualification, first of all, you have to be qualified. Then only you can check somebody's qualification. And here, Bhrugumuni, in the beginning, he was elected by all the sages. And after being elected by all the sages, and he was testing each and every, going to each and every planet or every abode of Lord Brahma and the abode of Lord Shiva, and he was totally qualified. It is not easy to go to the Vaikuntha Loka or Brahma Loka or Shiva Loka. Ordinary persons is not qualified because, for example, if you want to travel from one part of the globe to another part, say suppose you want to go to some other country, you got to have so many things that you need to follow. Like you got to have your passport, you got to have your tickets, you got to have your luggage, and you have to do you cannot carry some things and you can carry some things, and that is also should be weight. And on top of that, you have to sit in the flight where your seat is allotted, and you have to sit for at least 8 to 10 hours, 11 hours. After that, then there will be immigration checkup. Then you have to get on. Here, to go to one part of the country to another, there's so many restrictions. Don't you think to go to from one planet to another planet or one world to the another, entire different world or entire different loka, there is no restriction? There are so many restrictions. See, here Bhrigu was coming to the point. So Bhrigu was totally in ecstasy and overwhelmed with devotion and could not able to offer any words because he was silent. Virgo remained silent, unable to recite praising words because his voice was choked up. An ancient authority considered Bhugu did not commit any offense, and he was just like a puppet being made dance by the puppeteer in the form of a Lord's pastime. So these are all the pastimes of the Lord. On hearing this, Jiva Goswami says, on hearing these words of son of Vaikuntha, Bhrugumuni was seized at his mind and he was pleased. Tears choked up. And since Bhrugumuni was totally in ecstasy, then he could not able to offer any words because he he could go there because his father of Lakshmi and to produce respect and Lord manifestation in the great fortune because his father allowed him. who is the father of Lakshmi, the husband, Vaikunthanatha. Because Lord allowed him to that inner chamber, that's why he was able to go. If Lord could not able to allow him, he would have stopped at the doors, just like Jai Vijay stopped the four Kumaras. It is not that nobody stopped because Lord allowed him. One thing we should understand, Lord is allowing you to do devotional service. That's why you are able to do devotional service. It is one if you think I am doing service, I am. That means ahankara vimunatnam kartaham iti manyate. Prakriti yamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimunatmam kartaham iti manyate. If one thinks that I am doing service, Lord has given you ability to do the service. That's why you are doing. Here Vaikuntanath, Lord Vishnu, is allowed Bhrugumani to come inside the chamber, inside the bedroom, allow him to kick. Because this is all the pastimes. As a puppeteer, dance the puppet however he wants. Because the strings are tied to that puppet. One string is for hand, right hand, left hand, leg, and head. And however puppeteer wants to dance, the puppet will dance. So this is one thing we should understand. And thus he became eager of bhakti and prema because of he sees that how the Lord is pleasing him. Then Bhrugumuni returned to this sacrificial arena after saying this verse, and in the text 13 he became experience this, and he wants to share this experience with all the sages that who have sent him on the task, on the mission. So he returned to the assembly of the sages observed in the yajna, and the process person searching out Brahman, or to the assembly dedicated to the finding the meaning of Vedas because they were comprehensive. O King Sukadeva Goswami expressed joy and abundance of the Lord essence. So Bhrugumani was shining of his experience. Bhrugumani got conclusion, Bhrugumani completed his task, and he was finally successful. So in that we can understand that Lord is so merciful, is allowing you to do devotional service. Lord is so merciful, is allowing you to chant His name. Lord is so merciful, is allowing you to hear the Bhagavatam class. Because sometimes what happens, if you are ready to hear Bhagavatam class, you make maybe you arranged to sit in the like some any speaker, VIP speaker comes, and you are eager to hear, and you sat. As soon as you sat in the Bhagavatam class, suddenly you got sleep. You close your eyes. Entire Bhagavatam class is finished. Then you open eyes. Oh, Bhagavatam class is finished. Oh, I couldn't able to hear because inside the main switch is off. Just like a power supplier, no matter how much gadgets you have, you might be having laptop, you might be having a fridge, everything, lights, fan, TVs, and everything you have. But main current is gone, then it doesn't make any sense, right? No, TVs will not on, fans will not work, computer will not work, no light. Similarly, when Lord wants you to hear, He will turn on the switch. Exactly. That's what we have to understand is ability that is given by the Lord. If you use it in the proper way, then He will give you more ability. If you misuse that ability in using sense gratification, then after some time the Lord will turn off that ability. So here we understand that Lord, if you want to become a puppeteer in the hand of the Lord, you have to harmonize your desires with the Lord's desire. Harmonize your actions, words with the Lord's desire. So upon hearing Bhrugu's description, all the sages glorified Lord Vishnu. and he is the greatest form, and from him comes peace and fearfulness. From him comes essential principles of religions and detachment and knowledge. From him comes eightfold powers of mystic yoga, and they were glorifying and announcing the which cleanses the mind of all impurities, and he is equipoised in both happiness and distress, and his selflessness, and in this way they glorify the Lord Vishnu with the various words, and he is most dear to the Brahmanas. And in this thing, the purport, which is very nice, is given by the disciples of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So, becoming devoted to the personality of Godhead, one easily attain the divine knowledge and detachment from sense gratification without separate endeavor. See, people are trying very, very hard to become, detached from sense gratification. They know this is not good. They know this is not leading them anywhere, and they know this is not going to become give them satisfaction. Still, they are not able to give up those sense gratification because they did not get a higher taste. When you get a higher taste, you obviously leave the lower taste. Correct? Till you get a higher taste, you keep on, enjoying the lower taste. Then how one has to do achieve the higher taste? Is there anything that you need to endeavor separately? No. You just have to do devotional service. So by doing devotional service of the Supreme Lord, one get detached from other things. And these three occurs. What are the three? Simultaneously, one has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the same way, he get pleasure, and in the same way, he get nourishment. Really, just like if you are hunger, as you eat each morsel, as you take each bite, your hunger get reduced, and you feel satisfied. Similarly, as you do devotional service more and more and more and more and more, the propensity to enjoy, the propensity to lord it over, the propensity to becoming selfish will become reduced. Why one will become selfish? Because the he's keep on doing sense gratification. That's why he want selfish. That's why that he develops selfishness. That's why he develops attention from all the people. That's why he developed, everybody should praise him. That's why he develops some kind one this kind of habit, because this is the root cause. What is the root cause is sense gratification. The more you sense gratification you do, the more you expect from the world, people. That's a tendency developed without your knowledge. A person who is doing only devotional service, he does not need anybody's attention. He does not need anybody's acknowledgement. He does not disturb from the honor and dishonor, happiness and distress. A person who is more, who is engaged more in devotional service, because he has already taken shelter and nourishment is coming from within. He will not expecting from outside. Like if somebody does some service, immediately they expect. Of course, as a, you know, like we are living in the community, as a, as a leader, as a manager, we have to appreciate. At the same time, they should also feel satisfied by doing just devotional service. If somebody is not satisfied being devotional, do just doing devotional service, he's always expecting, oh, nobody is looking at me, nobody is acknowledging me, nobody is saying good words to me, or nobody is, praising me. All the praising is going him, all the acknowledgement is going him. Everybody is looking after him. Everybody is glorifying him. So that will come only when you are doing more sense gratification. So the simple way is to engage yourself in hearing, chanting, reading, doing devotional service. The nourishment is already we will get. Just like if you are hunger, the more bite you eat, and the hunger is satisfied. Nobody has to give you from outside. No, nobody has to tell you are hunger, you eat, or nobody will tell you that okay, you are hunger, you eat this one, you will get one energy. No, you automatically knows. Similarly, one should develop the hunger of devotional service. One has to develop that hunger for a devotional service. If you are not developing that hunger for a devotional service, that means you are not hearing or chanting or reading. Just like we are discussing this verse, very nice verse. By that you will develop hunger for devotional service. Otherwise, when you do some service, devotional service, and you are not feeling satisfied, you feeling dry. Externally, you may look nice, but inside everything becomes dry over a time period. After becoming dry, then one day you stop doing everything. One day you sit. Okay, now I am not gonna do anything. That's why we should have to regularly hear Bhagavatam, read Bhagavatam, hear the classes. The more you hear, the more you become enlightened. The more you become enlightened, the more you become, develop. The more you become, lover of God, and you expect less appreciation from others. Because by doing devotional service, you naturally that is inbuilt. Some of you might have experienced. You have done certain services. By doing that services, you feel some kind of a satisfaction. Correct? You feel some kind of a happiness within, and at the same time, nobody will say, "Oh, you have done a good job." No, but still, you feel that satisfaction. Why? Because it is Lord is giving that nourishment towards you. This is the direct devotional service, Supreme Lord. And second verse, Bhagavatam 11th canto, second chapter, 52 verse, 42th verse says, devotion and direct experience of the Supreme Lord and detachment from other things, these occurs. These are the things that is simultaneously happening. And another thing one is that experiencing by rendering devotional service unto Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. That's why when you read these verses, contemplate, then naturally you feel, you know, detachment from this world. That's why, as a sadhaka, one has to read the nectar of devotion, especially first few chapters and also last chapters. Nectar of devotion, which given for the devotees who are practitioners, they have to read regularly the nectar of devotion. Why? What happened when you read the nectar of devotion? It glorifies the devotional service. How one should do the devotional service? After doing devotional service, what one will get, and what is the importance of devotional service? Just like we see Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janetu Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yat Ayutukam. So detachment from the world. Detachment from the world, just by saying you will not get detached from the world. You have to do something. Here another verse, Lord Kapila also instructs his mother that because he is completely absorbed in thought of me, my devotees desire even highest they don't desire even the highest benediction obtained by higher planetary system, including Satyaloka. Satyaloka is where Lord Brahma resides. Even they reject. He does not desire the any eight material perfections obtained from mystic yoga. There are many mystic yoga, anima, lagima, prapti, siddhi. That siddhi yoga one is very very highest. But if you are sitting in Chicago, if you want something from the Australia, you can get from right from here. That is the prapti siddhi. Just like there are many, many siddhis, they are not easily attained, they are not easily gotten. So those also can be rejected. Those will be also rejected person who is completely absorbed in the thoughts of Lord. Yet even without desiring them, my devotees enjoy even in this life all benedictions, offered all benediction. That's why Yugaitam Nimishina, what is that? Mama Janmani Janmani Ishwari Bhavata Bhakti Hetukitoy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, life after life, I want to do only devotional service. And not these, mystic yogas. These, they are very, very great and it's not easily attained. Once there was a, Srila Prabhupada tells a story, once there was a yogi came to the village and he announced in that village that I will walk on the water. And everybody came to that village and saw him that this person is a yogi. While seeing everybody was that he was walking from this side of the lake to that side on the other side just by walking. He did not use any boat, he did not use any other things. He was walking on the water, that big lake. You see that Michigan lake, how big is. He was walking on that. Everybody was surprised, amazed. Everybody, claps their hand. Everybody said, Jai, you have done a great job. Then one small boy came and he told that, oh, you have spent so many years just by doing this. I can cross the lake simply by paying few cents to the boatman. He will take from one side to another side. The answer is here that you have wasted your life just by doing this. The cost of the yoga that you have learned is just few cents. If I pay few cents to the boatman, he will take without any endeavor. So Srila Prabhupada tells this story to understand the whatever the yoga, mystic yogas, whatever the perfection of yoga, whatever they are learning, it is just few cents. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that in the text 16 there are three kinds of transcendentalists named Munis, Santas and Sadhus. The Munis are persons who are they observe Mauna Ratas and achieving for liberation, striving liberation. And after attaining liberation, they are engaged in pure devotional service of the Lord. So one should understand these points. Like devotional service is the highest, and it is the greatest, and it is very, very, very much needed to perform devotional service. And while doing devotional service, nobody comes. If nobody comes and praise you, nobody comes recognize you. Lord is seeing what you are doing, and with the right attitude and with the right mindset. That's why whenever we ask a new person, as soon as he comes, we ask them to chant, we ask them to take prasadam, we ask them to read book. This is beginning of the devotional service. And 9 process of devotional service that is also can be done. So one has to understand, one has to not think that, oh, how can I give up sense gratification? What is the way? I keep on scrolling my phone or doing some other things in my usual free time. But the thing that the more you render devotional service, the more you become detached. Otherwise, it will keep on entangling, keep on doing the same things again and again, but there is no satisfaction. So, devotee should be satisfied, and just by surrendering everything, what are the things that he is doing, and also he should always think that whatever I am doing, this is given, ability is given by the Lord, because he is allowing you to speak, he is allowing you to eat, he is allowing you to do. Because if he does not allow you to eat, whatever you eat, that is in the stomach there is a jatragni, that fire. If the fire is not activated, no matter how much ever you eat, it is going to become indigestion. Who is activating that fire? Who is maintaining that fire? The Lord. Okay. So one should understand the seriousness of devotional service and act accordingly and take the shelter and don't take the credits that is you are doing. Offer credit to the Guru and Krishna because Guru has given you permission. You know, then only we are doing. Otherwise, there are no qualification. You know, when you are even in the morning, we the samsara dava we praise the first Guru, then Lord. You know, Lord has given permission because Guru has placed. So devotional service is the highest, and in the same way, we should take nourishment from doing devotional service. Okay, so I just stop here. Let's see any questions or comments on this. Okay, thank you so much. Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande.